Hey girlfriends, welcome to this episode of Do It Yourself Girlfriend. Today we'll be making a personalized cookbook stand. I've enlisted the help of my 3 grandkids, and together we'll be making this a Mother's Day gift that their mom will cherish forever. Here are the supplies that you will need. A 4-foot 1x12 piece of wood, 2 sanding blocks, an 80 grit abrasive sanding block and a 220 grit block for the fine sanding, stain of your choice, paint can opener and stirring stick, spray-on polyurethane, rubber gloves, staining cloth, and dust rags. You'll also need a hammer and finishing nails, a 3-inch small foam paint roller, craft acrylic paint, and craft stencil, drill and drill bits, and safety glasses, and lastly, wood glue and wood clamps. And don't forget the grandkids.
I'm Emerson. I'm Dylan. I'm Ryan.
The first step is to cut the 4-foot 1x12 into individual pieces per the dimensions in the instructions. For the angled back support, we'll use a miter saw to make the diagonal cut. First, draw the diagonal line. Next, adjust the miter saw to the angle you need, and now make the cut. Next, slightly sand all surfaces of the board with the 80 grit sanding block. Now go back over all the pieces again with a 220 grit sanding block. This will give a smoother finish to the wood. Now stain each side of every board. Be sure and stain in the direction of the grain of the wood. Let all of these pieces sit overnight for the stain to completely dry and be ready for handling. Now we're ready to personalize the cookbook stand. For the handprints, squirt some of the acrylic paint onto the kids' hands. Then use the foam paint roller to spread the paint. Carefully and gently paste the child's hand onto the board. Repeat this process for all the sweet little hands. Now center the stencil on the wood and use the blue painter's tape to hold it securely in place. This will also protect the wood from extra acrylic paint that the paint roller may leave. You are now ready to roll the acrylic craft paint onto the stencil. Once the stencil is painted, very carefully remove the blue painter's tape and then the stencil. Be careful not to smudge the wet paint. Let this dry overnight. Okay, yesterday we stained the boards, we did our stencil, and then the grandkids put their handprints on the board. Today we'll put the board together and present it to their mother. Pre-drill 3 holes 3/8 inches above the bottom in the base that attaches to the back of the cookbook stand. Then pre-drill 3 additional holes 3/8 inches from the bottom of the stenciled board. Now use the wood glue to glue the base to the cookbook stand and the stenciled board to the base, making sure all the pre-drilled holes line up. Once all of the pieces are glued, use the finishing nails to nail the base to the cookbook stand and the stenciled board to the base using the pre-drilled holes. Clamp the boards and let dry. While the other glued pieces are drying, you can work on the back support. Place the angled back support in the center of the cookbook stand. Using the wood glue, glue the back support in place. Wipe off any excess glue and let dry. Pre-drill 2 nail holes at the top and bottom of the back support. Using 2 finishing nails, nail the back support in place. Now we're all done with our cookbook stand.
Mommy's gonna love it.
Thank you for joining us for DIY Girlfriends. Join us on Instagram, Facebook, and our website, www.diyg.com.